There we go. We are live. Welcome to Life with Brock. It's Collector Spotlight number 6. And as a special guest today, I have TMan978, capital T, capital M, TMan978. This is, for those of you that are new to this spot, my name is Brock Rivers, and I am the host of this show. It's a show where I have collectors, YouTubers, ACBA artists, etc., customizers, and we just talk. We have a chat. We expose them. Those that are not as well known will get exposed to at least my viewers. But tonight, like I mentioned, we have T-Man. He is a very well-known YouTuber. He is currently at 6,500, which in our world is a pretty large amount in our sphere of toy hunters, toy reviewers, etc. And we're going to get to him in just a second. Just know that this is a new platform for me, YouTube. I was doing these on Facebook. So in the chat, I have to figure out the chat as we're talking on here. So forgive me if I don't get to you. We will be looking at the chat per se during the interview. However, at the very end, I'll open it up. And those of you that have questions for T-Man, I'll read them, and you write them, I'll read them, and hopefully he'll answer them. So speaking of T-Man, let me bring him back on screen, and there he is. How you doing?
Hello, everyone. TMan978. I know it's going to be weird because when I'm used to when I'm doing this stuff, me being able to see the chat, but not being able to see it's going to be weird for me.
Well, let me see if I can open it up, at least on my side, the chat, how I messed around with it last time. Let me see if I can bring it up real quick and find out if there's even anybody in there, because there may not be anybody in the chat right now. You never know. So
you know, I think I can do it.
Well, maybe we can both do it. Here we go. I just have to turn this. Yeah, it's muted. Let me see. Oh, it looks like we have 10 people in the chat right now. We have 10 people
everybody.
We have Spider Sands, Plastic. Oh, Plastic Addict is in there. Let me see. It looks like we have 10 people in.
You better be here.
Eric Eisner, Not Another Retro Channel, and Matt from Tech Chuckers. Brain Blast is.
Yeah.
All right, so T-Man, whereabouts?
Hey, folks.
Whereabouts in the country are you?
I'm in Baltimore, Maryland.
Baltimore, Maryland. Is it cold there right now?
Right now, it's almost like we're having a heat wave. It's been under 20 degrees like for the past 3 weeks, but right now it's like in the 40s, so I'm sweating right now.
Well, that's so funny because it's in the 40s here in Southern California. It was 47 degrees, and I had to wear a beanie this morning.
I've been wearing them for the past 3 months.
Yeah, for us here, we've had a heat wave the whole entire. It's like summer never ended, but today actually felt like winter. And like you said, for someone who lives in Baltimore, is it snow there?
Yeah, it's still a little bit right now in my backyard, but not much right now.
You know, I think it snowed here where I live in Southern California about I'm gonna say 2011. It snowed for one day, and by snow it covered the grass a little bit. We're not used to it. I hate the heat. So the colder temperatures. Actually, I shouldn't say that because I the grass is always greener on the other side. Eric Eisner, who's in the chat, he does ACBA, and he went out in 20-degree weather, and then he was laid out for 2 weeks because he got sick. He's got a weak immune system. So T-Man, other than and we're going to get into YouTube Live, etc. But obviously you're a collector. What lines of toys do you collect?
Right now, mostly Transformers, of course. Retail Transformers, Masterpiece Transformers, third-party Transformers.
Yeah.
Marvel Legends, and this is going to be a sneak preview. I finally have a shelf, and this is really, really tall.
Nice.
Like it's over 4 feet. So these are my top 2 Marvel Legends. So I'm finally going to be able to get a Marvel Legends display going on.
Nice.
So, other than that, any random thing that I think is cool. Like I've got a lot of SH figure arts right before Christmas because Barnes and Noble's had a ton of sales. Anything like Nintendo related, well, not anything. Anything cool that's Nintendo or video game related. Oh yeah, and I collect mostly Nintendo types video games and stuff.
Okay.
Speaking of that, I just found this finally. The Super Mario cereal.
Yeah, see, I know that you're into those amiibos, but the way I got exposed to you was through. Actually, I saw you before I even knew you were in the Syndicate. I used to watch your Transformer videos because at least I knew you as a Transformer guy when I. That was mainly the videos that I would see. You know, when I would see maybe a Bobby Skullface, and then I would see your video come up on the side. I would click, you know, and that's how I became familiar with your channel. But I do know because I have been researching you, Playa, for preparing for this for a while. I know that you also like Marvel Legends, and you showed us two right there. I love. I'm pointing like the people are watching your screen. It's actually this where you had that Spider.
For me, is actually the way you're pointing at first. That's actually the way it is for me. This way.
Oh, right. It made sense for you. Yeah, I just have this thing reversed. But you had the Spider-Man 2099. I really like that buck on mold for that one. I never got Angela because the one time that I saw her at the store, I was with one of my daughters, and she was like, she's immodest. Mommy would not appreciate if you brought that toy home. So I listened to I can't remember which one of my daughters it was, but I
said immodest.
Yeah, immodest. Yeah, not dressed appropriate.
Oh, immodest.
Yeah, immodest. Yeah.
Oh no, she's not, and I like it.
Yeah, I remember when she was part of Image. I read all those comic books. That was, I think we're almost. You're a little bit younger than I am, but we're in the same time frame when Image became popular. And I remember reading her. I think Todd McFarlane drew her, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I'm not sure on that. I just found out recently that she came from those comics to Marvel, and I just heard that she was like supposed to be Thor's half sister or something like that.
Oh yeah, I think she's I'm not sure, like an aunt. I forget how they crossed her over into Marvel. So I'm not going to say it right now, but I do remember her in Image, and I'm pretty sure it was McFarlane that was drawing her. Very iconic, and I think it was like a neener that Marvel got her. But hey, so just something funny. George Plastic Addict was giving you a hard time on the boards, and I see him taking jabs at you, and he says, "Oh, I'm the little brother." So I found one of your videos that I actually want to share with everybody. Let me screencast right now.
Oh no!
And I want you to talk us through this. Because you got him pretty darn good. So guys in the chat, watch this. Let me bring it up. Right here.
Oh, yeah. I was just watching this the other day.
Can you hear the audio?
Yeah, a little bit. I know you got something good.
I thought this was really funny. You punked him really good.
It's that time. 2 hours
Oh.
Ordered me something before Christmas, actually. She ordered it before Christmas, and it's just now getting here now. I don't know. I think it was coming from overseas.
Oh, man. YouTube unboxers, prevent this from happening again in the future for the sake of TMan978 sanity. Open the damn box, he says. Oh my God.
Yes.
I died. I died.
Now what? Where that comes from is from me watching YouTube. YouTube has replaced my TV watching. So sometimes when I like watching unboxings and toy related stuff, video game related stuff, they take forever. They'll give you this roundabout story before they actually open the box or show you what they're talking about. Right. And George is super guilty of that. But in that video and some of his other videos, he knew that was going on with me, that it was aggravating. So he was doing that on purpose.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it. How do you know him?
I met him through when they decided to, well, right before the Syndicate started, D-Bag Robot Gang, he invited me to be part of a group chat with some other toy hunters, which was Rube the Great, Mike the Hunter, Cincy Nerd, and it was D-Bag, and I can't remember if anybody else was already in there then. But like after we got in there, then George got in there. So that's where I met him. Okay. And everybody else, Foxy for real, the Essos Hunters, and whatnot.
Okay. And I think when I was talking to him in the past, he mentioned something. I think he's from Baltimore too, isn't he? Or aren't you guys from the same town?
He was close to the DC area, if not directly in DC. So we live close.
Okay. And so then you started, you mentioned that you started that you were a part of the Syndicate, and that's where you had met this people. So obviously you're one of the original, one of the original 12, right? That was a part of that?
Yeah. Like, before it was even named anything, it was just a Facebook chat where we were just talking to each other and like sharing our information with each other, like letting each other know what toy is where, or I just found this, and hey, check out my video that's coming out, or this video, and giving each other ideas and whatnot. Okay. And then when we were deciding on making the Facebook group, like right before that, that's when we decided on the name, the Syndicate.
Oh, okay, got it. Whose idea was it to start the Syndicate?
Yeah, it was everybody, but I think the main spearhead people of it was Cincy Nerd. Everybody I met, Cincy Nerd, Rube the Great, Mike the Hunter, and D-Bag.
All right, yeah. And why did you guys end up, I guess, deciding to do that? I think that I had heard that you guys were in a chat, and then you got a couple of you were YouTubers. I know you were probably one of the bigger ones at that time. And
yeah, at that time I was, but once I started looking at, like, definitely like Mike the Hunter's videos, I was like, holy crap, this guy is gonna explode.
Okay. Yeah.
But
I think I saw a video he just released. He's back in.
Yeah, hopefully he stays back. If you're watching this, or if you ever watch it, stay out there. Darn it. Like, he took a major break last summer. And I was like, if he wouldn't have did that, he probably would be over 10,000 subs.
Wow. Yeah, I think he'll eventually get there. I think you're, if I'm remembering correctly, when I was looking, you released a video back in 2012. That was your first video, and it was just you going around a toy store playing, like pushing the button, but you didn't really start reviewing, at least from what I saw. If I found this out right, you did your first official review in October of 2014, and I actually remember seeing, not the review, but I remember seeing this toy. You reviewed the Evolution 2-pack, the Optimus Prime.
Oh, yeah.
It was the classic, yeah, the new movie mode. That was your first one, and then, yeah. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, what YouTube and doing it because I've been collecting since like '98. So I have a bunch of toys, and it was suggested because I used to watch a whole bunch of reviews. My ex used to tell me, like, you should do that because you could do that if you wanted to. But,
It's a hijack.
The heck?
I'm hijacking this. I'm hijacking this joker right now. I can't take any more of these lies, god dang it.
What's
Come
happening?
on, man. Tell the truth.
George, what the heck are you
Look
doing?
at my
you in
face.
there?
Look at my face. I'm the captain now. I'm the captain now.
Lost complete control of this broadcast. George, what the heck are you doing?
Yes, sir. You think I'm going to let this thing go without messing you up, sir? Oh, no, sir. You won't get away that easy. Hey, I don't know if everybody else was able to hear that. But look, listen. T-Man and I have been going back and forth for years. He got me pretty good with that hurry up. And ever since that, I always take my sweet time in boxing them figs, man. I don't care if he fast forward or not. I know he be fast forwarding them jokers.
I don't fast forward.
Yeah, okay. Hey, Brock, I'm sorry. I hope you don't mind me hijacking your broadcast, brother.
Please, by all means. First of all, you must have friends in high places. How the heck did you hack my broadcast? That's what I want to know.
Hey, it's connections, baby. It's them connections.
Well, Tech Chuckers in the chat. Maybe he had something to do with it.
Were they named Brock?
Oh, pretty good, man.
So he says that you guys are from the same town.
Kind of, sorta. T-Man is from the rejection part of town. You know, he's from Baltimore. I'm from the real city, DC. You know.
Y'all don't even have
everybody from Baltimore about to jump. Everybody from Baltimore going to jump me. Like, look, I got respect for a lot of people that live in Baltimore. I got respect for Baltimore in its city. I used to be a Baltimore Orioles fan until, you know what I mean, the Nats, they got their own team. But I got a lot of love for Baltimore. I just don't like them Ravens, though, you know.
T-Man, are you a sports fan?
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm not a sports fan anyway.
So that doesn't hurt his feelings at all, Plastic. Come on, man. You got something better than that?
No, that's all I got at the moment. Dang.
Hey, so since I have you on here, I was just telling T-Man that I went back and I did some research on him, and I have his first video. Would you like to take a look at that?
Wow,
no.
dog. Hey, I have never even seen T-Man's first video.
All right, well, hopefully this is gonna work. It did earlier, so let me show.
That's crazy. I bet you it's bootleg as hell.
It's an awesome video.
Can you tell me if you can see my screen?
The quality of that video is actually better than my first review.
It's probably a transformer, no doubt.
Oh no.
Oh God, what is that?
This is for my daughter.
Is that a Lala Lumsy, dog?
Yeah. I eventually bought that for my daughter.
What? So that's just. What?
So that's T-Man's first video.
Did he review that, bro?
No. You saw what I saw.
Tell me he did not review that Lala Lumsy, dude.
No. That was.
I let my daughter review one.
So that was his first video way back in when did I write that? Oh yeah, November of 2012. I do have another video that I feel like I need to share with you guys too. Hold on, let me. I'm hoping that the chat is able to see this.
I seen that other one. I hope they can. I couldn't see that other one, Brock, that you put up when he was making fun of me unboxing the pig.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Hold on. Let's watch that again. Let's watch that again.
We Fit. Tell me, buddies, about the exercise.
Body test time. Okay, okay. Well, I'm obese.
He says he's obese. I don't know if that's.
Yeah, I think I did that for the Vine.
He said, "I think I did it for the Vine." You should have said, "I ain't gonna do it."
Yeah, I heard it every time I used to get on the Wii Fit. Like, no matter how much weight I lost, it kept telling me I was obese.
Oh no!
Hey, so
That's because they wanted.
How far back do you guys go? Is it just the Syndicate, or did you guys know each other before then?
I don't know. I think this was 2016, the end of 2016.
Yeah. About like October or so. October, yeah, about that. October 2016. So that was like right around the same time I started doing YouTube.
Yeah. Every freaking day, all day. So it's like I've been knowing these people forever.
Yeah. Pause.
Hey, so George, you've told me that that you look up to Tavari as a bigger brother, an older brother, and that he really helped you in your YouTube game. And I'm going to ask him some YouTube questions, but can you speak on that a little bit?
Yeah. So Tavar, he's always giving me advice on, views and videos and how I should go about, doing this. And sometimes I ask him, sometimes he give me advice without me asking, because that's him. And then I rarely listen, and it really pisses him off.
Yeah, he does the opposite. So I got to use reverse psychology with him.
He really does have to use reverse psychology, because if he told me, he say, "Hey, George, you should do it like this," I'm telling you, I say, okay, all right, T-Man. Next thing you know, you see my video, I do the exact opposite of what he said. He said, look, yes. One of the things he said, you should definitely like slim your videos down. Don't have your videos so long. I was like, you think so? He was like, yeah, I think you should just cut that like right in half, just like edit some of that stuff. I was like, okay. And then the next video, I made it longer. My longest video ever.
Yes. So that's how the younger brother thing is, because brothers don't listen.
Yeah, the younger brothers don't like to listen at all. Do you still think
makes me laugh
too long?
Sometimes. You have to definitely grab some snacks and a drink.
Yeah, that's for sure. For sure. I had people tell me they have to watch me in segments. It was like, man, I watched half one day and then I came back the other day and watched the other half. I was like, I'm cool with that.
Oh, yeah. Definitely the ones that's like 50 minutes long.
You should wait till that first hunt video 2018 drop. That Joker is a movie, dog.
Oh, boy.
T-Man,
that's a mini series.
What's your longest video been?
My Combined Wars Devastator review is like an hour long almost.
Yeah, but that one, you're explaining every single part. You're transforming them too, correct?
Yeah. Now, I tried to go back and refilm. I refilmed them in segments, but I think if I would have put it all together, it would have equaled up to the same amount of time. But my goal was to shorten it, but I didn't. I think if I did it now I'm better at it. But back then, I used to talk like this in my reviews.
Damn sure did.
And when I watch my old videos, I can't even watch them. I'm like, was I high? I don't even get like, I don't get high or drink, but like, what was wrong with me?
Hey, George, speaking of that, this is a collector spotlight on T-Man, so I'm trying to find the eject button on you here somewhere.
Oh, snap. No. Hold, wait a minute, Brock. Wait a minute. What you're not going to do, you're not going to kick me out. I go out when I want to go out. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, looking at the time, it's around 3:30, and it's time for me to go triple bye-bye birdie. So I'm out.
See you, George.
Bye, George. Thanks for joining us. Look at that. It froze. That was a great picture. T-Man, I hope you appreciated that. It was fun.
It was weird when I heard the chime of somebody coming in. I was like, "What's going on here?"
I figure I spiced this up a little bit, and you know, George's attitude and personality are perfect to spice things up. But, let me get back to asking you some YouTube questions, because I wanna pick your brain, because I'm sure some of the people that are going to be watching, because like I mentioned before, when you hit that 1,000 subscription mark, and I think it was in April of 2016, that, you know, 1,000 is kind of a big deal. It's a stepping stone. But then in December, I think it was December. Let me see my notes. Yeah, in December you went up another 1,000, and this is 2016, and then, you know, a little bit a year later, you're at 6,500 subs. What
Which is crazy.
Attribute that to?
I know around after the 1,000 subs, I was looking at my analytics, and I was like, and not just the analytics, I was looking at my toy hunts. Whenever I did a toy hunt, I noticed that I would get way more views on my toy hunts. But toy hunts was just secondary to me at first, because I just did them sparingly or whenever. But after I was really started looking at that, my toy hunts was getting more views. I was like, you know what? I'm going to try to do a toy hunt every week. So then I started trying to make sure that I would have a toy hunt every week. And when I did that, all of a sudden, people started subscribing. And then I finally found Marvel Legends Deadpool. That was a good video right there. And I'm trying to think, it was another toy hunt that did really good. I had noticed like videos where I titled them Quests for something, or Quests for Deadpool, Quests for Namor, would get like a lot of views or whatever. I think they probably fixed that now.
Well, definitely the catchier titles peak, at least my interest in it. Seems like, you know, people that in the YouTube game from that you know what they're talking about. They say, you know, catchy titles.
Mm-hmm.
You also, I don't know when the heck you came up with click the videos, click.
That was like, I think it was in August. It was maybe one of the last few weeks in August or whatever. Like, I don't know, it just randomly came to me, because I'd started doing random stuff. I've been had the music, but I started doing random stuff like saying things while the music was playing, because I was thinking, nobody's going to expect me to start talking right now. So when I did that, people in the comments were like, that they actually liked when I did that. So then I wound up coming up with the idea, like, you know what, let me make some lyrics to this. And it came to me.
Have you done anything like that in the past? I mean, do you typically do music?
Oh, no. No, I like that music. So sometimes when I hear music like that, or hear video game music like years ago, I would just make my own lyrics to the video game music. So that was sort of like the same thing. Like one song, or one game I can think of, and I don't know if my cousins is watching this, but Super Mario Brothers 3, the main music that plays when you first start the first level, I had came up with my own song to that, and I used to sing it while I was playing it, and my cousins used to be wondering, like, was that a real song? Or like, where the heck did you get that from?
Nice.
I have them singing it.
Well, it definitely had your outro song, and that's usually when you play it. That is so catchy. When I first heard it, I started singing it down my hallway, and I can't remember one of my girls or my wives go, "What are you singing?" Click click. The videos. That's all I could say. So it's definitely akin to, you know, the very catchy music in those early video games. Okay, so you mentioned Super Mario Brothers. I know you like Nintendo figures, the amiibos. You showed that. How far
Yeah.
back does where does the genesis of collecting uh, toys, playing video games? When does that start for you?
Well, the first game I remember, my aunt is 2 years younger than me, and she had the Atari, like Atari 2600. So I remember playing that ugly looking Pac-Man and battle tanks and Donkey Kong and whatnot. But video games were just like any other toy when I was that age. But when I first put my hand on the Nintendo and played Super Mario Brothers, I think that Christmas I got another Atari, the Atari 7800, because my mom gave me options. She was like, "You can get the Nintendo, but you'll probably not have any games because they cost like $50, $60. But if you get the Atari, their games are like $4. You'll have a bunch of games." So I'm like, "Yeah, give me the Atari." Well, I went to my cousin's house the same Christmas, and I never wanted to touch the Atari again after I played Super Mario Brothers.
Oh yeah, man, Super Mario Brothers. I remember my parents bought me that system. I think it was called Gemco in this area. Do you remember the store? I think they paid like
Mm-hmm.
$70 for it. I think that's how
The
much they
store?
paid for 70 or 78.
Or
It's
that
called
store?
Gemco.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember coming home and playing it. And then at some time later, I just have a memory of my thumbs hurting really bad. I can't remember if it was the first Nintendo or if it was the Super Nintendo. But it was when I was playing Street Fighter. And I played it for
Super
hours.
Nintendo.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
Super Nintendo. My thumbs hurt so bad. I still have that memory of just my nails, the bed of my nails, like feeling like somebody had ripped them apart. I had played so many hours on that thing. The first night, my thumbs weren't used to it.
For me, that was Killer Instinct on a Nintendo 64. That controller, the D-pad I used to have blisters on the inside of my thumb.
What about figures when you were a kid? What do you remember? Obviously, Transformers.
Yes, I really liked some of the earliest toys. I had everything because definitely my grandma on my father's side used to buy me whatever the heck I wanted. Like one of the oldest toys I can remember having is the Knight Rider kit with Michael Knight. Like looking at that car, I didn't realize how big it was, but that car was like huge. And I really like G.I. Joe, He-Man, Transformers, pretty much anything that had a cartoon back then. I wanted it, like Silverhawks, Thundercats, but mainly G.I. Joe and Transformers were the things I like stuck to.
You know that Transformers is what got me back or got me to collecting as an adult because I have I'm not sure if you've heard this story or not, but when I first came from Cuba, in Cuba there were no toys. Well, I shouldn't say no toys. There were toys, but it wasn't as readily available here. Like you can go into a Toys R Us, and it was once a year, yada yada. But I remember walking into a Toys R Us here in the United States, going in there and looking at the wall-to-wall toys and just being in shock. It was shock and awe. And what ends up happening, I remember it was my mom bought me Trailbreaker, and I still have that toy today. Do you remember what was your first Transformer?
My first Transformers were hand-me-downs. My cousin was like 12 or 13, so I guess he was feeling like he was too old for toys. So I wound up getting Wind Charger, the original Wind Charger, and Starscream at the same time. But my first mint and box Transformer I got from, I'm not sure if it was actually called KB Toys yet or whether it was another store. But I went in there and all the Transformers were behind the glass like they do video games. They didn't keep them in a regular aisle. And I picked Ratchet as my first mint and box Transformer. And I wish I can go back in time and slap myself because Ratchet is crap.
Yeah, it's terrible. I was gonna say it doesn't represent anything because, like you mentioned, the cartoons. I remember watching the cartoons all the stinking time. And I remember getting Optimus Prime. And I don't know if you ever had Optimus Prime as a child, but I remember getting him and going, what the heck? This isn't Optimus Prime.
Yes. Like I think I pointed at Megatron to see what she was saying, and she's like, "Oh, that costs too much money," and he looks like a gun. But if I would have got that, he looks nothing like the cartoon, and he has that big trigger crotch. So I wound up getting him as an adult, though.
Yeah, I'm fortunate. My dad actually saved some of my Transformers, and that's what got me back into getting back into collecting. And I have we didn't have that much money, so I don't know how my parents swung this. Maybe they did a little dope dealing on the side. I don't know, but they ended up getting me Optimus. I have Optimus Prime. I have Megatron, which I've re-upped. I've gone and I found parts that obviously as a kid I was playing hard with these toys, and fortunately I was able to piece them back together, and it looks cool. But tell me. So obviously you get it because Ratchet. And Ratchet recently, within a year or so, came out as a Masterpiece Transformer, and now we're finally getting, when Masterpiece came out, and they started putting out their toys. We're finally getting what the cartoon looked like, a really good representation of the toys.
Where is he? I didn't realize it.
Yeah, look at.
I rearranged my display.
Yeah.
And this one is far better. He actually has a freaking head.
Yeah, how about that? They actually has a head. I know they did an upgrade though to those toys. Didn't they come out with a head?
Yeah, it looks stupid.
Yeah, it does.
The head is up here, but the shoulders start down there.
Right.
So it looks weird.
Did you end up getting the Ironhide too? I would imagine you did.
I got him as an adult. Like around the time that I turned 12, like right before I turned 12, I got my first Nintendo system for myself. And I used to carry all my Transformers around in this Transformers duffel bag I got for a Christmas prior. And I left that over my great-grandmother's house. And I couldn't get back to my great-grandmother's house for whatever reason. And my great-grandmother has 11 kids. So all of them 11 kids had like 2 children apiece. And then some of them had kids. So every little cousin in the family was coming over there. When I finally got over there were robots in the front of the house, in the back of the house, in the basement, out in the backyard, out in the front yard. So that was pretty much the end of my collection right there. Wow. When I was younger. Because I had moved over to video games at that point.
Sure, yeah.
And then I was feeling like I was too old or whatever. So I used to just look at toys from a distance until I turned when I turned 20, that's when I bought Transmetal Rat Trap from Beast Wars.
Okay.
And then after that, I had to get Transmetal Tarantulas, Quick Strike. Then I had to get Megatron and Optimus. So I've just been collecting ever since. And that was in 98.
So you started, wow. So you've been collecting as an adult for, how many toys do you have?
Oh boy. I haven't counted in a while, but I'm pretty sure it's well over 1,000. Yeah, the last time I counted, like including little mini cons and whatnot, like it was 200. But then after that, it's just been ongoing. So I'm pretty sure that when I counted, that was 2009, and it's 2018 now. So
yeah,
I got almost 100 Marvel Legends last year alone, not including Transformers and whatnot.
What's your favorite line of toys to collect?
Transformers.
Okay.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, I completely agree. That's what got me into collecting. there's going to be people that watch this video that, you know, they're collectors, especially if they're from the Syndicate, because there's at least from what I could tell, there aren't too many of us that are into Transformers. But let's say that they just saw that. How would you advise a new person that doesn't collect any Transformers that wants to maybe give it a go? How should they go about it?
See, that's what's hard. Like, I've had a few people come to me that aren't fans of Transformers and never collect Transformers. It's like difficult for me because I've been like a lifelong fan since they existed. It's kind of hard for me to tell people what they should get, like, or what characters to get if they don't even know anything about them. And now I have an issue as far as retail Transformers, which would be the easiest thing for people to get because they're cheaper. The quality has taken a major dive. So it's like they raised the price and they lowered the quality, which is weird to me. Like back in 2008 or sometime after Katrina had happened, Hurricane Katrina, they're like, the price of petroleum is going up and we're eventually going to have to raise the price of Transformers. If you guys want to keep the same quality, we're going to have to raise the price or whatnot. So I was like, whatever. Like they raised it like $1 or $2 or whatever, which they did at first and things stayed the same. But then maybe like a couple years later, they raised the price way more.
Yeah.
And they started putting less paint on them and made the plastic even more thin. And it's like, well, why is the price raising? Like I could understand if they made them thinner and more hollow and less paint if the price was staying the same. But now a deluxe class went from $10 in 2011 to $20 now. Like that's a huge jump.
It's a big bump, yeah, in pay. It's ridiculous. And like you mentioned, the plastic quality. When I first started collecting, and I started collecting in I think it was 2014, around July, around my anniversary. That was when my dad had brought me the toys that he had saved for me, and I got this wave of nostalgia. And my wife foolishly thought it was cute and took me to Toys R Us. So I ended up picking up some of the Cybertron, not the Cybertron toys, but the Starscream that came out with the comic book. The ones from the game, and I started
Fall of Cybertron.
There you go. That's what I was looking for. Fall of Cybertron from the video games, which actually I like those, but the quality was so cheap, and then I got into the master.
He was actually one of my that Starscream was one of my first videos as well.
No, I saw
it. You broke it.
Yeah. You broke it, player. I saw that.
Right out of package. So, like you're saying, it's a decent toy, but all I did was bend the knee and it broke. Yeah. But luckily, I was able to take it back and get a new one.
Sure. I think the tolerances were kind of poor on those products. And so that's why I personally moved away. Would you recommend someone that's trying to get into that to go and watch the G1 episodes?
Yeah, I was about to say that. I would definitely say, if not watch all the episodes, definitely watch the first animated movie. That pretty much when people try to make new Transformers fiction, it seems like they grab heavily from the movies. And season 3, like I love season 1 and 2 of the original series, and not so much season 3 because the quality, the animation was just all over the place.
Right.
But now when I watch it now, I realize, oh, that's where they got all these ideas from and whatnot. Like Beast Wars, it seemed like everything that happened in Beast Wars or things they were referencing happened in season 3 after the original movie. But I would say watch the first 3 episodes, the Murder Meets the Eye trilogy, where they showed the Transformers crash onto Earth. Then watch the movie, and you should have enough characters right then and there to go off of and to make you want to buy some of the toys.
And I just want to tell the people out there, when he says watch the movie, he's referring, I think he mentioned it, the 1986 movie, cartoon movie. He's not referring to the ones that Michael Bay put out. What would you say to those that think, and maybe you're okay with it? I know a lot of the hardcore Transformer fans aren't okay with the Bay movies. How do you feel about the Bay movies?
I was with them until the fifth movie, The Last Night. That movie was horrible.
Yeah, it was pretty.
Well, actually, the first movie I enjoyed. I wish, like the way it was going, the way they set it up with Bumblebee protecting Sam and whatnot and not talking, it felt like their connection felt like so intimate. Like I kind of wish that that Optimus Prime and all the other characters never came into the story. I wish that it just stayed with Sam and Bumblebee and Michaela and had them overcoming something. But like I feel like once they tried to throw in the other characters, it just threw the story off. And like thinking about it, they weren't even going to have the Transformers talking anyway. So I think that kind of derailed where they were probably going story-wise anyway. But if you have Transformers, and Transformers are known to be sentient talking beings in the first place, that should have been their plan in the first place.
Sure. Yeah, no kidding. And they could have made the movie about the Transformers and not necessarily about, the human aspect. But I guess they had to have them talking. You still have Peter Cullen and Frank Welker, and those two iconic voices. You have to use those because at least in my mind, I connect Transformers, and I can still hear Peter Cullen's voice as Optimus Prime and Frank Welker. And by the way, who does Starscream? Do you know who does the voice of Starscream?
Because
I thought
I know the last name is Lotta, but I'm forgetting his first name. Right, it might be Chris Lotta.
I thought it was Tavari Rice. Because I'm pretty sure I've heard your Starscream voice.
It's all right.
Can you give us a little sample of that Starscream?
Let me see. My version of the voice was coming from I don't know if you ever had the Revenge of the Fallen Leader class Starscream.
Yep.
I
played around with them, but I never owned them.
He's like, no one can defeat Starscream.
That's pretty good.
I need something to say. Let me think.
I had a line for you here, but I must have accidentally deleted it. I had a line from Starscream. Darn it. Sorry, I can't feed you a line.
Yeah. And I can't think of it anyway.
Well, that's all right. We can move on. Let me test your Transformer knowledge since we're talking about Starscream. Do Thundercracker and Skywarp have null rays?
No, they don't have null ray.
What do you mean they don't have null rays?
Only Starscream officially has null ray, like in the instruction manual and in other guides, whatnot. His weapon is actually called the null ray, and he's the only one who has that. The rest of them just have laser cannons or whatever.
Oh,
whatever they have, it's not important enough for them to even name.
Actually, I just didn't read far enough down in my notes. I am going to be able to feed you a line here in a second. All right, but so you are saying that Starscream's the only Transformer in the history of Transformer?
Oh no.
Okay, all right, good.
Autobot Whirl has null ray.
Hey guys, I'm telling you right now, he is a serious Transformer nerd because I had to dig that up, and I have that here. That's true. It's Starscream and Whirl are the only ones in. I mean, you go and you research Transformer canon stuff. Whirl and Starscream are the only ones that have null ray. He is a humongous Transformer nerd. Good for you. I wasn't sure if you were going to get that or not, but now I'm really impressed, actually.
No, actually, I made a video about that.
Wait a second. Maybe that's where I got the info. Maybe I was. Wait, that may be circular reasoning. I may have to go back and look that up. Yeah, but I did see it in your one of your videos. Let me see. Where is it here? All right. I seen you said earlier when we were watching that first video that you had bought that for your daughter. You said.
Yes.
How many kids do you have?
Oh, you said how many kids?
Yeah, how many children do you have?
3.
Who's your favorite?
My daughter is the youngest. I have 2 sons. One is 19 going on 20, and the other one is 15.
So 2 sons and a daughter. Who's your favorite? Is it the
All
bean?
of them.
Is it the bean?
Oh, no. If she's watching, yes. If Nakel is watching, Nakel. If Naeem is watching, Naeem.
George.
But I think
George fed
I
me
think
that
all
one.
of them are watching.
That's probably true.
Or they better be watching.
You know, I have.
Because I just seen somebody share the link.
I have my girls. I sometime one of them's my favorite than the other one. It just depends on the week. It's okay. I love them all. All right.
Yeah.
So we're coming to the end. I have just a few more questions, and then we're going to open it up to the chat. Obviously, you're a big Transformer fan. So I was gonna ask you what's your favorite figure overall, but how about we keep it to you? What are your favorite? Let me start this way. What are your 3 favorite Transformer characters, and then what are your 3 favorite Transformer toys that you have?
3 favorite characters. See, this keeps switching back and forth. But Soundwave Soundwave was definitely my favorite because I love the way he talked, the sound he makes when he talks,
Awesome.
and the fact that he has an army inside of his chest.
Yes.
That was always awesome. After him, and I didn't realize this at first, but I guess Bumblebee.
Okay.
I have a million Bumblebee toys. And like I used to really love him as a kid because I like the fact that he was so small and he could just slip through the bigger Transformers' hands and whatnot. And I guess I'm gonna have to say Optimus.
Yeah, you gotta throw him. I mean,
he's freaking Optimus.
Yeah, he's Optimus. You gotta put him in your top 3. What about now? Let's move to toys. I know I just saw your top 10
toys. Right now, it will be Masterpiece MP36 Megatron as number 1.
Yeah,
and then Sunstreaker because he's almost just as awesome, if not as awesome, because of the posability and cartoon likeness.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I just got him in the mail today. I ordered him in Japan from Japan like in July of last year, and they shipped it off at the end of the year, and I just now got it.
Did you get to open it yet?
No, I haven't. I haven't opened the box yet. Just the package.
Oh. Open the damn box.
Yeah, I will. I won't take as long as George, though. I promise. And you're number 3.
Now, 3 is between, and let me get them. I just showed this in another live video I did.
Sure.
For the people that don't know. Yeah. I can't decide between these 2.
Oh,
Mecha Toys Meteor, Galaxy Meteor, and regular Meteor. I keep going back and forth. I love this one. This one is more fun to play with and pose, but I like the way this one feels because of his diecast content.
Yeah.
It looks good and looks like he jumped off the cartoon.
Yeah, he's a beautiful toy. I have him too. You know what? It would have been. I wish they would have made that one with the color of the face of the other one. Yeah, I wish they would have used the lighter face on him. I know it's not as.
I heard that when they released their version of Thundercracker or Skywarp, it's going to come with some new faceplates to replace it with.
Oh, awesome. So I
Now,
take
what
it.
I do hope is some third-party company comes out and gives him a new head with a neck articulation,
Yeah.
because he can't look up at all, and that disappoints the crap out of me.
Yeah, I would definitely buy that upgrade as well. So that's good. So are you trading out your Masterpiece Seekers then, or are you keeping them?
Yeah, I sold Thrust and Ramjet in order to pay for a Meteor.
Okay. Are they is Make Toys coming out with the cone heads?
Yeah, they already show prototypes of Dirge. So after we're done, if you Google Make Toys Dirge, you'll see the prototype of that.
Okay, cool.
And it looks. They made a lot of changes. Like, he has these flat blue panels that don't raise up, but Dirges sit out.
Sure.
And of course, he has the big knee pads and whatnot.
Yeah. Huh. I think I hope my wife isn't watching right now, but I will be switching out too.
Yes.
I really like these. I mean,
No, that should be a good thing for her, because you'll be getting your money back and buying the new stuff.
Well, how do you feel about KO Transformers?
Depending on the toy, they're all right. I'm not against them, but every KO masterpiece that I've gotten it's pretty much crap. Like, I have a video for the KO Red Alert, and that thing is horrible. One of the better ones was the KO Ratchet. It was almost good, but it just had some quality control issues that I can't personally get around.
You know,
now, I know the Seekers, from what I've seen, they all look good. And I was going to get them to finish out my Seekers, but now I want the Maki toys.
See, that's what I ended up doing. I ended up going with, I actually had an original, at least the MP, I think it's MP10, right? Starscream. And I ended up trading him out because when I started getting, I got the KO Jets, and they were really good. The waist would lock, the Yes model. So I've actually had pretty good experiences with the KOs, except for one, which is fine because we need an update of him anyway. It's I almost said Red Alert, not Red Alert, Sunstreaker's brother. Name's slipping my mind.
Sideswipe.
Yeah, Sideswipe. Yeah, we need a new mold.
Yeah.
For that, it's an old mold.
I hope they wait though, because we still need Jazz and Cliffjumper and tons of other official characters they haven't put out. And they released Sideswipe like 7 times. His body mold 7 different times. I'm like, no more.
Yeah, I just saw the $20 version of Jazz, so maybe we're getting closer to a masterpiece Jazz here pretty soon.
Yeah,
I think they figure out something out with Porsche. They have to do some licensing deal, and hopefully we'll get that. All right, so let me ask you this: is there any question that anything you want to get off your chest now that you have an open forum right now that maybe I didn't ask you? And then as soon as you answer that, we can move on to the chat. We got 19 people in the chat right now.
Nothing much. Since I showed off the shelf earlier for the people that weren't here, I got this for $15 at Home Depot today.
Nice.
It was originally $27, and then this was the display unit for $20, so they took $5 off of that. So I'm happy for that. So look for me to put my Marvel Legends on display finally. I've been collecting them since 2014, and I haven't had them on display ever. They're just sweet in totes.
Yeah, I've had to put some of my collection in totes too. All right. Well,
yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I cut you off. There's a lag.
Oh no, I was gonna say there's nothing else much. I know you're already subscribed to me if you're watching this.
Hey, you never know. you never know. All right, chat.
And if you're on here to watch me on Brock's channel, subscribe to Brock.
Thanks, man.
Right now.
Awesome. Appreciate it. Let me run down the chat and tell you who's in here. Spider Sands, Plastic, Eric, Eisner, Tech Chucker, Not Another Retro Channel, Ice Covered, KB the Toy Hunter, Kairos One, Steve Collects, Nicholas Borg, Michael Dodderman, plastic art. Kimber Lawrence, Solo Hunter, Dog Reviews.
Dog.
Let me see if I missed anybody. Rube the Great. And
Fig Life Miami.
Yeah, Fig Life Miami. The Night Walker. Who else? Trust. TRU Star Screamer.
Yeah, True Star Screamer. True Star Screamer. I know him.
Joe Leone. I think that maybe.
Oh yeah, he won one of my giveaways.
Nice. Unboxing Art is here. Yeah, I'm running all the way down. There, man. The chat's been going off. I can't read all this stuff. All right, guys, start asking the questions. I'll throw it up for TMan.
Ham and Jam.
Ham and Jam. Cody Spring. Memphis Hunter. All right, let me see. I'm seeing some questions here. Will TMan do a full collection? Oh, here he's at it again. Will you do a full collection video? Will he break it up?
I will do.
Lines?
It might be toy lines because that's easier. If I start like after I put up the Marvel Legends here, like let's say if I film that and then get tired or bored, Lord knows when I'll decide to start filming this stuff right here. I already have several masterpiece videos, so you should have that. And then I did one for Titan's Return. So it's coming. It's coming. Whatever I decide to do.
I know Plastic's been all over you for your collection video. Let me see. Somebody asked. Oh, Rube the Great says that cereal tastes like dead Troopas.
I haven't tasted it yet. So after I'm done, I'm gonna eat a bowl because I'm curious.
Ham and Jams ask, "What's your favorite 6-inch Black Series fig? Do you collect Star Wars?"
I have a few. I used to just look at them like, oh, these are nice. But then I finally decided to buy one. So I guess, what would be my favorite? Sabine, because she's pretty. But I also like the new Black Series Rey. But I also, when I finally get it, the Journey Rey that's coming out with the hood and the new digital face printing.
Yeah, the digital.
That's going to be my favorite.
Yeah.
Like I recently quit collecting Black Series because I can't collect everything. But when that figure comes out, I'm getting that one because she looks nice.
Yeah, she does. It's almost. I think the face is almost as good as the SH Figure Arts one, if not the same.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah. Plastic wants to know, what's your favorite Marvel Legend of all time?
Whichever one is in front of me at the moment.
So Spider-Man 2099. I know you like that one.
Yeah. I don't know. That's difficult. They're so similar. Since somebody corrected me in my comments because I said similar. But I don't know. If 2099 actually had changeable hands, he would be my favorite of all time. But I don't know. I don't have a real favorite of all time.
That's a really, I really like that body. I think I'm going to use. I was thinking about using that body for a Star Killer custom. Star Killer, I don't know if you ever played that video game. He's one of the Darth Vader's apprentices. And
I was hoping, I bought the 3 3/4 inch version of him with the whack legs. I don't know if you had them.
No.
Please, somebody make a bigger version, a better, more posable version, because he was so awesome in that video game.
Well, there's people that have put it. You would just have to know how to do a little bit of custom work. I think it's the Sarlacc pit has a kit, But I think what I want to do is I want to get the head. It's an upscaled head, and I may use that Spider-Man 2099 body to do a Star Killer custom. Rube the Great asked, when are you going to buy Funko Pops?
Never. Next.
I guess you don't like that, right?
No, I like them from a distance. I have a few. In fact, there's one right sitting in front of me. My friend Extra Zero just gave this to me. Like a lot, him and Geeked Up gave me a Funko Pop. Just trying to be funny.
So did the troll work?
Oh no. I mean, I like them. I haven't opened this. The first one I bought the Voltron Pop because I was like, man, if I ever see that, I'm gonna buy it. Then I opened it, and it was horrible to me. It didn't have any neck art. I thought if it was at least like a bobblehead or something, I was like, this is just a static statue. Like, this is so boring. And the paint quality was messed up and everything. So I was like, ugh. I wound up just giving that away in one of my giveaways.
Oh, you did? Great giveaway.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Cody Spring asked, do you feel third parties are pushing Hasbro to step up their game? Do they not care at all?
They're not pushing Hasbro to you, but they're pushing Takara Tomy because this guy and Megatron are complete evidence that they're pushing them because this thing is crazy posable, crazy cartoon accurate, and it looks very good in vehicle mode, and it has 2 vehicle modes at the same time. So what third party figure has all that?
Yeah, it's a beautiful looking figure. I'm excited to open them up. But do you transform? Oh, you know what I didn't ask you? Do you obviously you play with your toy? You transform them back and forth?
Yeah, certain ones when I get bored or whatever.
That one actually,
like this guy, I've transformed more than once.
Okay.
Like I did it just for. Usually, when I get a toy, I'll transform them like 3 or 4 times, or until I feel like I've perfected the transformation for the review. And then I was forced to transform this again because I did a big comparison review with all the other versions of him.
I saw one of your videos that you were in a speed contest, speed transforming. One of the cheap Optimus Primes, the shampoo bottle, plastic Optimus Prime.
Combine the wars.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. Tech Chucker asked, never see you buy DC stuff. Do you like any DC characters?
Yes, I like DC characters. I would get DC Multiverse if I actually thought they were good. But I don't. But it's too far away from me. Oh wait, no, maybe I can reach.
I just noticed I missed a couple questions. I'll come back to it, guys.
Here's a DC character.
Hey, there you go.
Icon's Harley Quinn. And the first DC characters I bought were the Arkham Knight figures. And these look so good and they're very posable. And I was like, they're the same price as Marvel Legends. I'm like, how can these be $20, but Marvel Legends don't look as good as these?
Right. Well, I mean, Marvel Legends has stepped up their game in some figures like that Spider-Man 2099, the paint. Yeah. Maybe not the quality control, but the paint's pretty good. The posability is really good on those. And obviously Angela, look at all the paint and the accessories on her body anyways that went into that. That took some love. But then
the last few waves, like Nakia from the Black Panther wave, or just the digital face printing on all the last few waves, starting with the Marvel Knights wave.
Yeah, they're doing it. I think with the digital face paint, they're going to do it well. But like the Black Panther, the movie version Black Panther, they made him look a little bit too light for what the actor looks like, which is too bad.
I agree with that.
Because the face print's really, really nice, but it's just, man, it doesn't represent that actor. If I was that actor, I'd be like, yo, I want my own figure here. I know I'm going to get a hot toy, so I guess the Hot Toys is coming out, but it would have been nice.
No, the 12-inch version they did. I wonder why they went with that, or was that a mistake?
Yeah, I'd like to know. Nobody's addressed it. I mean, people have obviously complained about it, but no one. It hasn't been that big of enough of an issue that. Although they made an issue about something else, but they didn't make an issue about this the face print. But man, I would have. I think I would have considered getting that Black Panther because although Brockonomics, it doesn't really fit into what I don't really collect movie figs. But that Black Panther, the body mold is really posable. I think it's a new body mold. It's got the butterfly joints, which is very good. But let me move on to the question. So you're the one that's talking. Not Another Retro Channel asked, T, what is your most priced fig in your collection? I think he answered that though, or maybe he didn't. The Megatron, right?
Megatron. Right now, currently, Megatron.
And they may be thinking because they're seeing that big Fans Toys Giganticus or whatever they called it behind you. That's like $350 toy, and they may be wondering why not that? Why not the more expensive toy?
Because Megatron is more fun to play with. He's way more posable and agile and just more fun. This is fun to look at, and he is posable, but it takes way more work, and he's not as posable as Megatron. And it's harder to do pictures because you have to have your camera all the way back to get him all the way in the frame.
Yeah, all the Transformer reviewers are having difficulty getting it in the frame.
Yes, and he's 10 pounds.
Yeah, plastic can work out with it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Eric Eisner asks, Fans Toys or Takara?
Right now, I'm going to have to say Takara.
Really? Because the Sunstreaker and the Megatron, right?
Yes. And my last Fans Toys, like I said, like this, if I had to choose between only this and Megatron, Megatron's going to win. And one of my other last Fans Toys figures is Coot.
You didn't like him.
And Coot, he's not beating just Takara right now. He's beating him as far as the way the plastic feels and the way the diecast feels. I love that.
Yeah.
But as far as his posability and some of the aesthetics, like no. It's like they're close, but not all the way.
I'm trying to remember the previous Fans Toys release that I got other than Coot, but I remember you talking about it and you were going, meh. What do you think of Sovereign?
I want it. I haven't like watched any. That's Galvatron, right?
Yeah, you don't have him?
No.
Oh, T-Man. It is a phenomenal figure. It is in my opinion, it's the best Fans Toys has done. That figure is unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I've seen him on the top of a lot of people's lists, so I guess I want to get him eventually.
Well, now that I finally got Sunstreaker in, I'm going to be able to do my top 10 Transformers of the Year video, and I'll tell you right now, Sovereign is going to be up there. It is unbelievable. I remember getting in I think it was a January. I got him in January of last year, and it was just it was a nerd experience. I'm telling you, I just remember like, it was unbelievable. I can't say enough about that toy. And mind you, I don't transform them. I don't transform them back and forth. I like to display the majority of them in just their robot modes, not in their alt modes, except for maybe the the Fans Toys Dinobots and.
This Grimlock I've transformed a million times. Fans Toys Grinder, I really like him too.
See, I passed on him because I had that upsized I can't remember what they called Maximus Rex or Rexus Maximus or they had upscaled the masterpiece Grimlock, and that thing is phenomenal. It is really good quality. I got the comic colors. I think the one that came out in the regular, the black color, didn't have as good quality as that first one, but it was amazing. Did you ever pick up G.I. Joe versus Transformer figures? That's Michael Dotterman.
No.
He says,
Like,
nope.
that's recent.
Okay. Doodog asks, what's the Transformer? Oh, I think he was talking about the Giganticus. What was the Transformer behind you in the middle?
Oh, yeah, in the middle?
Yeah.
Omega Supreme or Terminus Fans Toys Terminus Giganticus?
Terminus Giganticus.
Oh, here's a freaking DC figure that's been behind me the whole time.
You got a lot of, I think I saw that video, and you got a lot of views on that, right? Is that
yeah, out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
At first it had like a modest amount, and then I stopped paying attention, and then when I went back, it was like over 3,000 views.
Plastic says, ask T-Man why Brock making him, he said sweet, I think he meant sweat bullets in the middle of winter. I think that was previous
question. Because it is light right here.
Let me see. Sorry, guys, I'm late on the questions. I hope I'm not missing. If I missed your question and you can tell I've already passed, write it in again. If not, did I miss any of your questions? Because I've come to the end here. I probably.
Eric Eisner said, "But that's a Barbie doll." Yes, that is a Barbie. But she's a highly posable, like G.I. Joe posable Barbie doll. And I had to get it.
I got no comment on that, guys. T-Man's on his own. Let me see. Well, if no other questions comes in, I am going. Oh, here we go. T-Man, what are your favorite toy hunters behind the core, besides the core members? Toy hunters or YouTubers? That's being asked by IE Hunter, the shirtless hunter.
Hello, IE. I'm going to be honest with you. Since I used to watch Glenn Webb all the time, and he's no longer with us. But I hate to say this, but since I started doing more toy hunts and whatnot, I watch the people that I'm subscribed to sometimes, but I haven't been watching a lot of toy hunts because I almost feel like I'm watching myself, if that makes any sense. It's like, wait, I just watched this, or I just did this. So it's like tough for me to watch toy hunts because it just feels like
the same thing.
I'm already doing this, yeah. And I'm subscribed to like over 300 channels on YouTube, so it's tough to fit that in.
Why you subscribe to so many channels?
Because they'll have certain stuff that I like. I'm mostly subscribed to like electronic stuff or video game related stuff. So they post things like Watch Mojo. Watch Mojo used to turn on one video, and next thing you know, you're 20 videos deep, and they're all 10 minutes apart, 10 minutes apiece.
Do you feel, because I was actually just talking to Plastic about this, do you feel that the toy hunt video is kind of, the reason I'm asking you is because of what you just said. Do you feel it's getting a little bit too stale? It's the same thing over and over again. There's, for example, in the Syndicate, there's just about everybody in there does YouTube and toy hunts. And we all, like, for example, I'll use myself as an example. I watched Cincy and Josh. I watched Cincy. I found Josh through Cincy's channel. And then Josh was actually the one that gave me the screen capture so I can find the Syndicate on the Facebook. So those were the guys that I first started watching. So when I decided to do, and when my family pushed me into doing videos, I patterned myself after what they were doing. Now, I imagine I'm not the only one, right? there's a bunch of us that are doing that, and I see kind of like the similar format. Do you think it's getting stale? Do you think it's time to change up how we do our hunts? Since you've been doing YouTube for a while, what's your opinion?
I would say definitely add something different. Like in my style, I was thinking like, and maybe I was grabbing probably from Glenn Webb, but I was thinking, or I knew when I was heavily watching them, I wanted to see toys in my face. Like, so when I film, you don't always see me sitting there talking. It'll just start off with the toys already right there. It's like when I'm getting like a constant barrage of toys that like keeps my interest. But sometimes when things like veer, like you can veer off here or there to talk about, hey, this is what I got and this is what I just picked up.
Mm-hmm.
But when it's like going on 3 and 4 minutes and I'm just sitting there like, give me some daggone toys. I want toys in my face.
So
but
less dialogue, more toys.
That's my opinion. That's what I want. But
okay, fair enough.
But Josh and Cincy are still really good at what they're doing. They're doing super duper good. So
yeah, and
so
obviously
like,
those guys are at the higher end of the food chain in our circles. Mm-hmm. But you got the smaller channels.
I think the Essos hunters are doing. The Essos hunters are doing super well, and they do pretty much what I like. Like their videos are typically close to between 8 and 12 minutes long, and my attention span. That's good for my attention span.
Yeah,
so it's like before I can get tired of it, it's off.
Yeah, I think you're onto something there. I like me personally. I like the shorter videos too. True Star Screamers ask, what do you think? Did I already ask you this? What do you think is the most underrated figure? Let's keep it to Transformers. What's the most underrated Transformer? Something that you like that didn't get much hype.
Crap. It's hard. I have Masterpiece in my face right now. So, I don't know. Maybe Optimus Primal here. Oh yeah, definitely. I really like this. I was taking it back and forth to work with me. The Masterpiece movie Bumblebee. Like I barely like. People talked about it for a while when it first came out, but after a few months, it slacked off.
Let me ask you about that one. So I had one that was really nice, and in comparison to that, it looked very similar, but I can't remember the name of it. It was a Takara one, battle something or other Bumblebee.
Oh yeah,
it was the human
Battle Ops Bumblebee.
Now, in comparison to that one, isn't that? I thought it was the same bot, or it looks the same.
Oh no, it looks the same, but this is far more articulated. That one had like an arm that was permanently stuck like this because it had a gimmick where when you push it forward, it would make a shooting sound.
I'm wondering if I'm thinking of the wrong one. Yeah,
I think was it really big?
No, it wasn't huge. No. It was bigger than a deluxe. It was also like a Voyager size.
It might be Battle Blades Bumblebee.
That's
it. Like a little axe that came out his arm.
Yeah,
I really like that one, but in comparison, this is way more proportionately. It's way more movie accurate.
Okay.
That one was a deluxe figure, but it was tall as a Voyager.
Got it.
The one you're talking about.
Yeah, I remember I had it. It was really nice. The paint was really good. I ended up getting rid of them because I didn't really care too much for the movie aesthetic. Although I still have have a leader class Optimus Prime from Revenge.
I didn't like the movie aesthetic at first, but after watching so many of them, it grew on me, and I definitely, like I said, I liked Bumblebee in that first
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah, understood. Yeah, you collect a bunch of bumblebees. Fig Life Miami. He says, T-Man, you made me retire the crushing hand.
Oh yes.
I don't know what that means.
Somebody pointed me to his videos, and I was like watching it. So he was like picking up toys that I guess people wanted, and he was like grab the box and just smash the box for no reason. And I was like, "What are you doing? Don't do that! Don't do that! What if somebody wants that?"
I Hunter.
I can't remember the.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I can't remember the whole total motive behind that, but I didn't. That made me mad when I saw it. But I'm happy that he stopped.
Here's an interesting note. Fig Life Miami. He Cuban guy across the country actually worked with my uncle. Small world.
Oh yeah.
I saw him before I figured it out. Saw his videos at Fig Life Miami. Go check them out. They're funny. Parental permission needed. You need parental permission to watch those guys. Figure Arts versus Mesco. Which one do you like better? Figure Arts or Mesco?
I'm gonna say both of them are good, but I'm gonna say Figure Arts because I have a bunch of Figure Arts and I don't have any Mesco. But most of that problem is Mesco's price sucks.
Yeah, they're expensive, man.
But I do want some, and they come with a lot of accessories usually, and sometimes even more than Figure Arts.
Well, man, if they ever get that dark side out, I'm interested in getting that. They previewed it, I think, almost a year ago, and it looked awesome.
From Mesco?
Yeah, dark side. It looked awesome. I'm hoping that they do light up eyes for that one. What's your favorite 80s cartoon other than Transformers?
That's almost like the only one, to be honest.
Yeah. That's good enough.
I used to like Garfield.
Oh, me too. Yeah, good. Yeah. It's good. He's a tough cat.
Yeah, after a while, I used to like a lot of 80s stuff, but recently I can't. When I try to go back and watch 80s stuff, it's almost like a brain block. I can't watch it, but I can still watch Transformers, though. I used to watch G.I. Joe as well. So I guess Transformers and G.I. Joe.
Yeah, I try
That's going
to
to be
go.
my final answer.
Good answer. I try to rewatch He-Man. I couldn't do it. And I loved He-Man as a kid. I loved the He-Man as a kid, but I could not watch He-Man again or She-Ra. T-Man, Foxy for Real asks if T-Man could give advice to any other YouTubers in general, what would it be? And then Plastic says, do whatever he says the opposite.
Just make sure that you don't kill yourself when you're making your videos. Make sure that you're having fun and try to come up with something new, or try to make sure that if you watch your videos after you shoot them and you can't sit through it, I would say scrap it and start all over again. But basically just make sure that you're having fun doing it and not overworking yourself. Like I was trying to do have a video on my channel every day to be like people like Shartimus Prime and whatnot. But after a while, I'm like, ugh. And when I missed a day, I would just be driving myself crazy, like, I don't have a video up today. And I would be feeling bad, but now I just don't care. Like if I miss a day, it's oh well.
Shartimus Prime watched one of your videos. I saw him leave a comment when I was researching for this. I went way back.
Yeah. He's definitely in the toy hunt where I found Deadpool. He commented on that.
Yeah, he's
mentioned me a few times on his channel as well.
Well, tell him to mention you again and to go sub TMan978. All of a sudden, 1,000 people come in.
Mhm. That might have been how I jumped. People saw his comment, and that might have been how I jumped from the 1,000 to the 2,000 really quick. But I want to take all the credit for myself.
Yeah,
it's because
collector
I started
spotlight,
doing more toy hunts, and
978.
that's what people wanted. Yeah.
Cody Spring, I didn't catch your question. We'll end with your question. What's the thing about Warden? I had that figure. Did you get Perfect Effects Warden? I think did you ever have that one? I think that's what he's referring to. Write your question down again, Cody.
Warden, I never had. Was that Springer?
No, Warden is the city. It's a city bot.
Fortress Maximus.
That's it, Fortress Maximus.
I wanted that, but I think when it came out, I used to have a budget for myself where I wouldn't spend so much. And now, as you can see, I don't have that budget so much.
Yeah.
Like if a figure costs more than $100, it was like, nah, I can't have that.
Yeah, Cody. So if you're asking if third party was going to come out with the Fortress Maximus, that was Warden. I may be misunderstanding what you're saying. It was a phenomenal figure. I remember taking it out of the package. The paint, it was one of the most beautiful figures that I had in my collection. However, it did not fit with anything else. It was it was smaller, so it wouldn't really go with Masterpiece, and it really had more of a.
I know his head could fit on the original Fortress Maximus body.
Yeah, that was cool. You can transform the figure into the head. I mean, you can transform the figure into multiple different iterations of vehicles, etc. It was pretty phenomenal, but it just didn't fit with my collection, so I ended up getting rid of it. So he says his comments: a third party posability. I'm a little dense right now. So
well, hold on.
Can you read it?
Your voice cut out while you were saying that.
I just said I was dense.
Oh.
I'm not getting his.
Oh, did he post it? Let me see.
Warden was very posable. I think he was referring. I think he's talking about when you were talking about Fans Toys, not having Coop not having the same posability as what
this thing right here is crazy superposable. Like, I never thought on this body that they would be able to give him a waist joint and an ab crunch.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. I have a version of that, but it's the Supreme Leader or Ultra Leader or something like that. It was a Toys R Us special. Supreme.
I have them sitting over here. Yeah. Actually, I think he was everywhere. This thing is massive. Like, I don't know. I'm looking at this little screen on my screen.
It's a huge, yeah.
Yes, it is huge, and this isn't even in robot mode.
Is this the most recent release though, or the previous one, like from 2000 and I can't remember when it was, 2008?
This was the first release.
Okay.
The more recent one had a bright blue, red, and gray color scheme, whereas this one is more maroon. I didn't like it.
Yeah,
plus,
I like this one.
This one I bought for probably, I think I bought it for less than $50. The Supreme class was $50 back then.
Yeah.
And I think that year the Horse Starscream was like $100, and I'm like, yeah, no.
Yeah, and it's not worth that much.
No,
it's not worth that much.
I mean, it is big and
cool, but
kind of heavy.
Yeah. Save your money. I bought mine used for $20 at a used toy store. All right, folks. Well, we've come to the end of this broadcast because the UFC is about to start, players, and guess what? Likes to see some people getting face crushed. Anyways, T-Man, thank you very much for joining me for this collector spotlight. Can you let the people know? I know obviously these people here know who you are, but somebody that may watch later, can you let them know where they can find you on social media?
Yeah, at TMan978. No dashes, no space. TMan978. If you put that in the Google, everything I do my whole life will show up on Google,
Nice.
which is kind of uncomfortable, but it's true. It probably made your research a little bit easier.
Maybe you do you have any groupies?
Groupies? Yeah, I won't name their name.
Nice. All right. Hey, thanks again. Once again, Collector Spotlight. I've been trying to have it every Saturday. Next week, we have the Tattooed Toy Hunter, and we will be on at 6 p.m. Pacific here on this channel. You can find me here on Facebook and on Instagram at Life with Brock. All right, folks, thanks for joining us this evening. And
Thank you for having me.
And we are out.